This question mostly requires a construction-based attack. Now, in the original construction, we can see the although appearing like something which is put in the present participle modifier form. So, although appearing like something, this present participle modifier is modifying the subject, the tomatoes. So we have this subject followed by a comma, and then we have grown from the seeds, which is put in the past participle modifier form. Now in the non-underlined portion, we can see that we have this clause inside these dashes. Now these are what are called M dashes. M dashes are punctuation marks that when used in the middle of a sentence can substitute for either parentheses or commas. But whatever be the case, we just need to understand that this is basically extra information that can be read around. So we can completely ignore that construction, and we can see that beyond this, we have another independent clause construction. So the original sentence itself has a big construction problem because the subject that we noted here, these tomatoes, is followed by a modifier but has no main verb at all, which means there is no complete clause construction. So in A, we're dealing with a fragment or a run-on construction. So A goes off. Now in B, instead of the present participle modifier construction, we start off with these tomatoes itself, although these tomatoes followed by a past participle modifier grown from these seeds appear less. So these tomatoes appear. So we have the subject and the verb. So we have a proper clause construction, and the although is a subordinating conjunction that makes this construction a dependent clause. So although these tomatoes appear like something, 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 this is a dependent clause. And after this M dash construction, we have an independent clause. These heirlooms are something, something. So B's construction is fine, and the although serves to convey this contrasting logic that although these tomatoes appear like this, these tomatoes are actually high in demand. So we can hold on to B. Now in C, we have although they appear, the they is a plural pronoun, which is definitely referring to the heirloom tomatoes. So although they appear like something, so this itself is a dependent clause. And then we have this subject, these tomatoes, and then we have a past participle modifier grown from these seeds, followed by this construction in the M dashes. So once again, what we are missing in this clause is a verb. So we just have a subject and no verb for this clause construction. C goes off. Now D starts off with this past participle modifier construction grown from these seeds, and that is obviously modifying these tomatoes. These tomatoes appear like something, 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 followed by this M dash construction, followed by an independent clause in the non-underlined portion. But this has a major construction problem because this particular clause is also an independent clause. So what we have here is actually two independent clauses connected with this M dash construction in between, but no conjunction to properly connect two independent clauses. It can only be appropriate construction when two independent clauses are connected by either a conjunction or a semicolon. So this construction would be a comma splice. And so D goes off. Now in E, we start off with the subject heirloom tomatoes, followed by this past participle modifier. And if we just ignore this modifier, we can see this construction problem. Heirloom tomatoes, although they appear. So you can see that this construction is totally inappropriate because we do not have a verb which applies to the subject. So E goes off. So the right construction and logic is in B, Bravo.